Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Talk Scottish Football. I'm Ryan Fitzsimons, joined alongside my host, David Buick. David, how you doing, my man?
I'm alright.
Scotland duty.
Yeah, we're on international duty. We got the call up last night.
Aye.
Boots packed.
Aye, so shin guards ready. Steve Clark's men are ready to play the biggest game in Scotland's international.
I'm hating all these bloody
last 20 years,
compilation videos of like recent years, and everyone's like the motivational videos that are going around just now, because it's actually making me care, and I hate that because I'm.
You know why I care? You know why I care?
Well, no, because I just know we're going to get beat. Like,
that's great. Yeah. Welcome to Talk Scottish Football.
But like, it happens so often. Like I know. I actually believe we might be able to win, and now it's just like, but in reality, the chances are quite slim, aren't they? They're a good side. But I believe we're going to do it.
I've turned up in my best Scotland gear, as you can see, celebrating Joe Biden's win. But no, this is huge. I'm actually feeling the most confident in a Scotland side I have for a long time. But as you've already touched on, the nerves are there.
I was confident until yesterday. Now just
look, there's going to be a lot more talk about this tomorrow. We're going to have a preview podcast out tomorrow, so we'll save the game talk till then. But as usual, we do this every international break. We're going to give our preferred starting 11s for the game against Serbia on Thursday night. So if you've not seen this series before, it's pretty straightforward. We lay out a formation, me and David give our opinions on who should start for Scotland, and then by the end of it we let you guys at home decide who has the better 11. Now I do have a feeling now more than ever will be the closest we have to each other.
Are you sure?
I think so,
because I
don't think there's a lot of changes needed in terms of what I've done anyway.
When I put my team together, there was only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 maybe nailed on.
Really?
Well, I think so, yeah.
I've got a pretty nailed on squad, what I think I want to see.
I just think because it's something we said on yesterday's show, there's now good problems in terms of players in form for Scotland that might not get to play this game. I think there's a number of players who played well in the last international break who, I remember the shirt had been involved on Thursday night, but might miss out. So one
of the biggest things we need to talk about before we get into the teams, Ryan Fraser is out.
Yeah, disappointing, because he was like the first name on the sheet for me.
Yep, gone. But on the bright side, Grant Hanley is out. So you know what, I'm not going to complain too much. I still think we've got a good enough team to beat Serbia. They are a decent side. It was always going to be difficult between them and Norway. It wasn't.
We've had all these stories of hope of like players that might be missing out to Tadic, Savic, but they're all going to make it. So
it's not ideal. But we're at Hampden. We're not
at Hampden. We're at Serbia.
Oh, are we?
Yeah, not that it makes a difference.
Wow.
Yeah.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah, we're travelling.
That's the first time I've heard that. Wow.
Yeah.
I've
said this before. It doesn't really make a difference.
Nah, it does not. It does not. And under Steve Clark, I'm confident we can win anywhere. So let's get into our preferred 11s. It's what people have clicked on for, and ultimately I want to get this done.
So the goalkeeper should be. I think it's straightforward enough. There's a couple of. I think there's a couple of shouts for Craig Gordon. Are you going with Craig Gordon?
No, I'm going with
David Marshall. It's David Marshall for me as well. He's shouts for Craig Gordon.
He's done nothing wrong. Being the keeper.
No, he's not. He's done well. He's not just. He's just done. He's done very well.
He's done really good. He was very impressive against the Czech Republic under 20s. Scotland managed to beat them. Celtic didn't. So look, David Marshall for me is nailed on.
Scotland's number one. He has been for a while now. Everything we've done well under Steve Clark, he's been the number one. So he has to keep his place for me.
Nice. Right, here's a big question. Are you going with the 5 at the
I wouldn't. Before the last international break, I was disputing it, but the last
break you done
4, I think. But in the first international break we done 3. We weren't that convincing. The last 3 games it looked really solid. So I think 3-5-2 is the system. We'll start with the right at the back 3. Scott McTominay.
We're starting at the right at the back 3.
Yeah, we'll do the back 3 and we'll do wing backs and then.
Alright, okay, right, fair. Aye, Scott McTominay.
Yeah.
Scott McTominay.
Again, before the last international break, wasn't convinced. Had a very good international break last time. Looked really solid. Yeah, he's playing for Man United as well just now. Yeah, Scott McTominay for me just is the man for that role.
Alright, cool. You've touched on it, and for Manchester United recently, I think he's been very good. He played well in Champions League games, apart from the disaster of Istanbul Başakşehir. But you know what? Very good player. Right, in the middle.
I think this is where it gets interesting.
Is this where it gets interesting for you?
Yeah.
Who have you got?
I've gone with Liam Cooper.
In the middle?
Yeah.
Alright. I've gone with Dick Gallagher.
Wow, yeah. See, Declan Gallagher's one who had a really good break last time round. And you could argue on performance deserves it, but I think the Israel game Cooper played before he got injured. The playoff semi-final game, and he was really, really good. He's playing for Leeds just now in the Premiership, done well down there. I've argued for years he deserves a shot for Scotland. And listen, the playoff game against Israel was the big one. He played in that, did really, really well. then missed out through injuries. He's fit now and available, so he comes back in for me.
You've already touched on Gallagher, done really well in the last international break. I think he's been part of an improving Motherwell side too. Of course, just off the back of a 4-1 defeat to Celtic, but the scoreline may have flattered the champions. Look, Gallagher for me is a player who comes under a lot of criticism. Maybe because he's playing for a club like Motherwell. If Gallagher was the one playing for Leeds or playing for a championship side in England or such, I don't think there would be as many complaints. I want him back in the squad, and he's sticking in the middle for me, which takes us to the left hand side. And I'll start us off, Liam Cooper.
Wow.
I've got him in the left.
Wow.
That's where I'm picking there.
Wow.
How have you? Don't tell me you've got Scott McKenna.
I've got Kieran Tierney, mate.
Forgot Tierney's back.
Yeah.
I had to make a change. I can't leave Tierney out. I completely forgot Tierney's back.
Preparation.
Oh, mate, no, I just slipped my mind completely.
Top quality preparation. Tierney for me.
Cooper's out, Tierney's in.
Wow,
Cooper's been left out for me. I'm keeping Gallagher in the middle.
The reason I've got with Cooper over Gallagher is because he's a better player.
Well, he is, and he is a better player.
And I think he did well last week for Scotland.
He's been playing at Leeds, but I think Gallagher looked really good in the last
I think he played out his skin though. I'm not sure he could. I think that was his.
You don't think he's going to play out his skin in the biggest game?
Well, no. I just think Cooper's a better player. I don't know why he wouldn't pick your best players when they're fit and they've played recently and they're on form.
Leeds have been conceding goals like mad. They just got pumped off Crystal Palace.
Yeah, but there's a difference between conceding goals in the English Premiership and conceding goals against Ross County. Gallagher, I know he's had a decent month or so, but before that he was dreadful, as were Motherwell for a couple of months. So
I'm sticking with Gallagher. Gallagher and Tierney for me makes up my back.
And there is a shout for Tierney missing out. I think there's a genuine shout that he doesn't come in for the one reason that when Tierney plays left of a 3 for Arsenal, he's playing for a team that have a lot of the ball. Whereas in this game we're going to be defending a lot of aerial balls. I think there will be shouts for Considine. I think there'll be shouts for him after how well he did. There'll be shouts to have Cooper left of like you originally had, just because we'll be doing a lot more defending. But I just think Tierney's just fantastic and has to get.
Tierney's the man.
Yeah,
Tierney's the best defender on the whole squad. So been through that before.
And then we'll move to right of the
wing
right
backs.
Of the five, the wing backs.
The right wing back, Stephen O'Donnell.
Well. So the difference for me, it's an easy decision. It's Liam Palmer.
How is that an easy decision?
O'Donnell, I know he had a decent couple of games when Palmer was injured, but before that he was crap.
I know. I've always said but
Palmer has been so solid.
I like Palmer, and I had him in originally. I changed.
And he would have played if he wasn't injured last time.
But O'Donnell came in, done well. To much of my surprise, I was nervous.
Yeah, but if McGinn missed out and John Fleck came in and done well, he'd still put McGinn back in.
I like O'Donnell.
I think O'Donnell's so average. He's not good enough for international football for me.
He done well in the last game against Israel.
He did okay. Well, listen, I think actually had quite a few shaky moments in that.
I mean, Liam Palmer's not exactly doing.
No, he's done very good for Scotland recently.
No,
Clark plays Liam Palmer.
Football.
Every time Liam Palmer's fit,
club football, he's not been doing bits. You know.
Have you watched much of Liam Palmer at club level?
I know it's Sheffield Wednesday are in the biggest rut of the.
Yeah, but I mean he's not long back from injury. But listen, every time he's been fit, Clark's played him, and he'll continue to do so.
O'Donnell's
so average.
So is Palmer. No, Palmer's nothing special.
He's better than O'Donnell. O'Donnell is shit. I'm sorry, he is. For international level football, he's nowhere near good enough. He went to Motherwell this summer. We all thought he'd be a great signing for them. Honestly, garbage for most of the season.
This was the one I changed, apart from the Tierney one I'd done there. I changed this last minute. I did have Palmer, and I thought to myself, O'Donnell didn't show anything to me in the last international break of why he can't.
I'm not convinced you weren't watching properly then, mate.
He was good.
He had a number of hairy moments in those 3 games. A number of hairy moments.
Hairy?
Yeah, and he's been pretty shit for Motherwell this season.
I'm going with O'Donnell.
Bizarre, right? Palmer.
I mean, I don't know what you think Palmer's going to.
He's just been so solid for Scotland every time he's played for them, and Clark always picks him. He's better than O'Donnell. Simple.
All right, okay.
Left wing back, Andy Robertson, obviously.
Nah, Greg Taylor. Andy Robertson. What conversation?
Robbo had a good last 3 games for Scotland. Everyone always picks on him, but
how's he been for Liverpool since you loved them?
Yeah, he's been good. Just Robbo, isn't he? Like he's just
Robbo's Robbo.
Yeah,
does
very good. He has to play captain. Midfield 3 is where it gets interesting. We're going to have some differences here, I think. Well, let's get the main one out of the way. John McGinn will play.
So I'll start with the one higher up then.
Oh, so we're maybe having a difference of shape here. Are you going 2?
I'm going 2 holding, 1 attacking.
Right, and then 2 up top.
Yep.
Okay, right.
That's where I'm going.
Right, okay.
Yourself?
I'm going with sort of 1, 2, 1, 1. I've got 1 off the striker. I've got 3 in the middle, one sitting. 3 in the middle, 1 sitting. 1 sitting, 2 in front. That's what easy bit.
You just chatted absolute nonsense.
No, I haven't.
So draw out your shape, right? I've got a couple of pennies somewhere.
No, listen.
We'll draw them out.
It's fine.
Right.
I've got 3 in midfield, 1 sitting, 2 in front.
Oh, right, okay, so you went, right, I get you now, Right, okay, so who's your sitting midfielder?
Ryan Jack.
Is it?
Yeah.
My first sitting midfielder. You're not going to believe this. Ryan Jack,
yeah.
I've
Very
Ryan
good for
Jack.
club and country recently.
I've took Ryan Jack, yeah.
Has to play for me. I think in terms of the balance, he's the only apart from Scott McTominay, who's playing at the back, he's the only natural sitting midfielder I think we have.
Yeah, no, but he's Scott Brown back.
He has to play for me. He's been in form for Rangers and for Scotland. He had a really good international break. Was great against Israel. And just for balance, he has to play for me. So Ryan Jack's my sitting midfielder.
Alright, okay. My other sitting midfielder is Cal McGregor. It's Cal McGregor. What do I need to say about him? He's constantly Celtic shining light. Yes, he had a bad game against Prague.
He wasn't that great. He didn't play well against Milan either.
He's always he might not be great, and he has been great. No one at Celtic's been great. Let's cut to that right there. But he's constantly the one who you can somehow see an effort in. He's consistently decent. A couple of shaky games, of course, as recently as we've said, but it's Cal McGregor. We know fine well he will thrive in this game. He'll be great. He'll stride it. Tell me, just watch. Got to put a tenner on to score a goal now.
The left of my midfield, Stuart Armstrong.
And you put an Armstrong in
Southampton
McGregor.
flying. Yeah, he's playing better than Cal McGregor this season. That's a fact.
You're putting Armstrong in McGregor.
Do you not think he's playing better than McGregor at the moment?
Well, I mean, Southampton are flying.
He's flying.
He scored on Friday night.
Since the start of the restart of football after lockdown, he's been Southampton's one of their main men. Since their form turned around, they got Armstrong back the team.
I just don't think he's I think playing Cal McGregor is going to be more important in this game. Are you telling me you would rather have 2 attacking minded players to play against Serbia when you can have someone who naturally plays in a holding role for Celtic all the time against a team who are probably going to dominate the ball against us?
Well, I mean, he doesn't naturally hold him for Celtic because
he does the majority of the time because Rogic. Well, the last few weeks Rogic has been playing in front of him, so he's been playing a natural.
Well, have Rogic and him not been playing in front of Brown?
No.
He plays further forward than Brown.
No, he will. Obviously, Brown sits in front of the back line.
So Brown's a set
but
defender.
McGregor's not up at playing a number 10 role.
Well, either Stuart Armstrong.
He is.
No, he's not. He's
he
not playing a
is.
10 for Southampton.
Yes, he does.
No, he's not.
Yes, he
playing
does.
One of the 8s, mate. I'm telling you.
One of the 8s.
Yeah.
No, he's got 10 in his back, so.
Best thing with Stuart Armstrong, and it's the same with John McGinn. They're box to box.
No, for me, you need in this game against a team who are going to dominate the ball. You have to have 2 sitting midfielders. You've got to have McGregor and Jack sitting there. You can't have a player like Armstrong going forward with the ball.
You know the best way to stop the opposition dominating the ball is to keep the ball yourself.
Are we going to do that? Are we going to do that? Is that Steve Clarke's plan? You answer me right now. Do you think Steve Clarke?
I just think. Listen, we're going to need guys to get forward, especially without Ryan Fraser.
If we go 1-0 up early if we go 1-0 up early on in the game, we are going to park that.
This Cal McGregor thing, he has been really average recently. It's like, why does everyone think he's amazing all the time? I love Cal McGregor, but he's been out of form recently.
Great player,
good player, but he's out of form just now.
No, for Scotland.
I don't think he's been. You didn't even watch 2 of the last 3 games, and you're telling me how O'Donnell and McGregor played.
It's good against Israel.
A few pints were consumed that night. Listen, I do get the argument, but and we always say with Celtic, McGregor, a lot of people say he's wasted when he sits anyway. He's good driving forward. One of the best things about McGregor is he takes it, he drives forward.
I think it's different though with Scotland than it is.
And also, when you're playing a back 5 anyway, it's not like you need extra holding midfield players. We're playing a defensive formation.
It's Steve Clarke. Trust me.
Well, then, if you're saying it's Steve Clarke, trust me, trust Steve Clarke and play Palmer over O'Donnell. You can't flip your logic.
I just think O'Donnell's been good recently, so.
I just think Palmer and Robertson are not going to be playing like attacking fullbacks in this game. They're going to be playing. It's going to be a back 5.
Just line up something a minute. I just want to find a wee start of how many. Let's see. Sheffield Wednesday have conceded 10 goals this season.
That's not that much.
It's not actually that bad. But
Palmer's
that's actually not that bad at all, really. But I mean, they're sick.
We're on the midfield anyway. I just think we can have a back 5. You can have Jack sitting. McGinn and Armstrong are box to box anyway. They don't sit like up. McGinn especially. He'll be on the edge of his own box as much as on the edge of their box.
This is my final argument.
And also, John McGinn, if you play him further forward, like Clarke has done where he's played McGinn and Christie off Dykes, McGinn's been rubbish when he's played high right. He has been rubbish. He needs to play deeper. So you have Armstrong and McGinn.
To move on to the next position very quickly.
It's John McGinn, yeah.
But just my final point.
Yeah.
England 2017. Armstrong can put the ball away. I'm not trusting him. No, I'm joking. I love Armstrong, and to be honest, I was contemplating putting them in, but for me it's McGregor and Jack. There's no discussion. I'd love the idea of Armstrong being able to come off the bench. He's going to have more of an impact off the bench than Cal McGregor would.
What if we?
Because if McGregor
comes
off the bench,
you'd rather McGregor off the bench than Armstrong.
Because you could just have McGregor on playing the 90 minutes. He's very capable of that. He's played the most football in Europe at times.
Looked tired recently.
You think?
Yeah.
Well, anyway, John McGinn.
Yeah, and I just think it's important that we have him playing in the midfield and not where Clark's done on the right. Yeah, because he's
I don't want
just
him on
dreadful
the right
up there. Well, not dreadful, but he's just, you don't get the best out of him. And the best thing about McGinn is his energy. He goes box to box. He'll win tackles. He'll do all the dirty side of it as well. And he's a threat going forward. And when you've got that solid base of your 5, the one sitting, you're relying on that sort of front 4 to get forward and get goals. We're going to create chances in this game. I don't think it's going to be as one-sided as people think it'll be. I don't think
it's going to be one of those affairs where we are constantly with our backs to the wall, conceding shot after shot after shot and hoping for the best. I do think that we will take the chances that we're given, but I think it's going to be a game where the game is just going to be played in the middle of the park a lot of the time. I don't see either team making a lot of chances. I think it will be quite a dry game to watch, and that's exactly what Steve Clarke wants.
Because he's a foreign player.
But if it's in the middle of the park, right, if you're talking about a battle in the middle of the park, would you rather McGregor or Armstrong? Genuinely.
But I don't think McGregor's... I know he does that a lot for Celtic, but I don't think his best abilities are like ball winning and tackling and stuff.
Better than Armstrong, but he was better at Celtic.
Maybe. But if you're relying on somebody to take the ball from midfield and drive us forward, I'd rather Armstrong. He's brilliant at that, picking the ball up, driving the team forward.
That's why I've got McGinn in.
Bit of quality.
That's McGinn's job. That's John's job.
Yeah, I think if you've got two
up front, I know we're going to differ here. I know we are.
You think so?
So we'll start with the obvious Lyndon Dykes.
Both of us have got
Dykes in.
Yeah. And the man who plays off Dykes. Oh, you're going to start Griffiths, you clown.
What do you mean clown?
He's not fit, mate, to start a game of football. He's done it once for Celtic this season and he was hopeless.
Starting Griffiths.
Oh, Jesus Christ almighty. You're talking about having a solid base to a team and you're starting a guy who might have 45 minutes in him. Maybe.
Gets a goal in the first half, that does me, thank you.
Jesus Christ, you're just miles off it. You're talking about how you'd rather have Armstrong on the bench than McGregor. There's one player that's in the squad. He's in the squad to be an impact sub. That's why he's in the squad. That is his sole purpose. Clark said it at his press conference.
Right, fine, McBurnley, you've convinced me.
You're going to play McBurney? You're a fucking joke. If anyone picks his team, he doesn't even believe in his own fucking team. He doesn't know what it is.
Who else is there?
Ryan Christie's going to play off Lyndon Dykes. I think that's pretty obvious. I think that's almost like the most obvious thing in this team. He doesn't even believe it. He doesn't even know what his team is.
I didn't do any research, mate.
Ryan Christie's going to play off Lyndon Dykes for me.
I actually like the idea. I do want Griffiths to start.
And the thing about Christie,
Christie,
he gives you that little bit of stability for when Lewis McGregor does. He can drop back as well.
Yeah, you've the one that's took McGregor at your team.
Exactly. But then having Christie up there when you lose the ball.
I'm very confident in my team apart from up front. If the ideal situation was we had Fraser here, that was it. Right, and Rosie, nice. I like that, but he's not there.
We lose the ball. We've got Dykes up front. We've got Christie dropping into the 5-4-1 when we walk at the ball. Nice and cut. And then we break. We break with Armstrong, McGinn, Christie, Dykes.
No, Armstrong.
You've got attacking threat.
Armstrong, no.
But you've got Armstrong part of that flat 4 if you lose the ball. Christie drops in 1. Dykes leads a line. 4, 5 behind. So solid.
I want Griffiths to start so bad.
Why? He's not fit to play football.
Because if we can get a goal early, that's the nerves calmed, you know.
Mate, we're not going to be attacking from the start. That's not how this game's. We're going to have to stay in the game.
Put it up the park, get a free kick.
Exactly. You win the second balls off Dykes.
No, but
mate, you come on with half an hour to go. You need a goal. Who better than Lee Griffiths? With half an hour to go, you need a goal, and he's fucking been off the pitch for 15 minutes because he's not fit to play an hour. Never mind fucking a whole game.
Oh
Jesus
mate, it's such a headache up front.
It's not a headache. Griffiths is nowhere near ready to start this game. Nowhere near. If he's not fit to start a league game for Celtic, how is he fit to start the biggest game the country's had in 22 years?
But I like him.
I like him too. I love him. But he's going to come off the bench and score the winner. But that's because he's going to be on the bench. Literally, Clark said in his press conference he's an impact sub for Celtic. A great option off the bench. He's not fit to start.
Alright, Christie.
So you basically just... right, okay, whatever. Yeah, fine. Yep.
Christie.
I think that's so obvious that Christie plays this game off Dykes. It would have been Fraser, but obviously he's not there.
Okay, I'll give you that. But the rest of my team I'm happy with. I like the rest of my team. And I think the rest of my team is what I'd like to see.
You didn't have Kieran Tierney in your team. Let's just add that.
I forgot he was back. It just slipped my mind.
Basically, I've helped argue your team into more like my team, but yeah, people will probably like, Ryan's team fucking my team basically. Jesus.
It's not really.
So Ryan's team is McTominay, Gallagher and Cooper, and then Griffiths and Dykes up front. Just remember that, people. That was your team. Jesus Christ.
What?
Nothing. Lee Griffiths from the start.
What? My head's mush, mate. My head is mush.
On a tea cake.
On a tea cake. But I saying...
I'd rather John Collins start. I think John Collins would be in a fitter state to start than Lee Griffiths.
Oh, mate, he's lost.
You don't think so? I think John Collins would last longer than Lee Griffiths would start.
Probably would, mate. Probably would. Many more tea cakes.
I mean, that story is when he was at Hibs, he used to like come in and like do pull-ups and stuff and make them all watch. Yeah, joke. Anyway, that's the team. Do you want to run through yours quickly?
Do you want to do the outro?
Yeah, so... Well, we'll run through our teams quickly. I'll give you time to think what your team is, because I'm not sure you know it at this point. Marshall, McTominay, Cooper, Tierney, Palmer, McGinn, Jack, Armstrong, Robertson, Christie and Dykes for me. That'll be the team. I do understand the McGregor shouts, and I actually think if I was in a predicted 11, I would put McGregor in, because I think he will play. But I just love Stuart Armstrong, and he's in form. And we've always shouted about playing your foreign players rather than playing your favourites who always play. You know what this is like? This is like when Barry Bannon used to play for Strachan all the time.
No, it's not.
It is, because he was good for Scotland.
No, it's not.
But at club level, we always shouted for. Barry Bannon was so good, by the way. Yeah, he was so good. He got such a hard time. I've no idea why.
Because he was rotten.
He was always good for Scotland.
He was fucking rotten.
Yeah.
He was rotten.
He was not rotten.
Barry fucking Bannon.
Mate, I hate it when people have these fucking established... Like, it's like the Grant Hanley thing where everyone's like, oh, it's the end of the world because Grant Hanley's called up. He's probably better than Paul Hanlon is. But yet, no one cared that Paul Hanlon was called up to the last squad. We've just got all these like opinions that are so certified in our mind that we're just...
It's like Stephen fucking Fletcher.
Exactly, he's another example of this.
Stephen Fletcher's not been good since 2011.
Mate, he always did well for Scotland. Always did well. Even the last time he played, the win against Israel at Hampden that got us the playoff, he played up front and he was amazing. He played also against Albania in that break as well, and was really good.
Jesus fuck. My team, Marshall.
But you don't watch Scotland, so you wouldn't know that.
Marshall, McTominay, Gallagher, Tierney.
Changed his mind already.
No, I forgot Tierney was fit, man. Just forgot.
You forgot Griffiths wasn't fit.
Don't. Just having a good day. O'Donnell, Robbo, Jack, McGregor, McGinn, Dykes and Christie.
Okay, mate. I've already got you to change 2, so maybe we'll change the other 2 off there. And that's that.
Aye. Do you want to say goodbye to them?
See you later.
Ladies and gentlemen, David's team has won. Let's be honest there. Like and subscribe. Follow on Twitter. Look out for the big video tomorrow. Preview podcast, another big one to come. Football Manager's out soon too, so keep a wee eye out. See y'all next time.